Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Candace Kreisman, and this is another episode of Tales from the Couch. And today I am, in fact, on the couch. So this is Kreisman Counseling, where the therapy magic happens. So, welcome. Today I wanted to talk to you about goal setting and goal attainment, and how we can use grace over guilt to motivate us to succeed when we're trying to meet specific goals. So I have a lot of clients who actually come to therapy because they're struggling to meet certain goals. So maybe it's that they're trying to start working out, or trying to start losing weight, or trying to improve certain relationships or get a better job. And one thing that almost everyone that I meet has in common is that the moment they encounter some obstacle to meeting that goal, the first response is to feel guilty. And then that guilt turns into beating ourselves up. So we set a goal, we have something that gets in the way, we're not meeting the goal, at least not in the way that we initially set out to meet the goal, and we immediately start condemning ourselves. So, well, I'm not meeting my goal because I'm lazy, because I'm stupid, because I'm a failure, basically. So what we don't tend to recognize about that is that whenever we use guilt and that kind of negative self-talk, we really kind of use it to try to motivate us to make a change. It's like, well, if I just beat myself up enough, then I'll be, ready to take on this challenge again. Anytime we do that, we're actually pouring energy out that could otherwise be used to actually meet our goals. So guilt, negative self-talk, these are energy drainers. They are not energy makers. So there are two things that I like to recommend folks do to change this relationship with obstacles that arise when we're trying to meet goals. So one is grace, and two is to use an experimenter mindset. So when I talk about grace, I'm talking about like really low standard grace, not just the grace that we might ask for from God or the universe, or whoever we try to get our grace from, but literally just the kind of grace that we offer ourselves, where we make just enough room to assume that maybe the problem is not us. Maybe the issue is not that we're lazy, broken, damaged failures. Maybe there is something else that's going on that's getting in the way, possibly something that's in our environment. So I like to use this example that, if you saw someone had a broken leg and they were trying to get up a set of stairs, there was no elevator, no ramp, no way for them to actually make it up the stairs, you probably wouldn't immediately say to yourself, well, the reason why they're not able to make it up the stairs is because they're terrible human beings. No, you would see that there is a very obvious obstacle to that person meeting their goal. So we have to offer that same kind of grace, that same sort of willingness to see the whole context to ourselves. And we can do that by having an experimenter mindset. So we really take this very objective approach where we look at all the other factors in our environments that could be impacting us not getting to a goal marker. So, for example, I had a client who is hilarious and is just a joy to be with every time, who had set this goal for herself that she wanted to meditate every day. And she had a pretty good incentive because her anxiety was pretty out of control. So she really had the desire to do it. But after a couple of sessions of asking, so how'd it go meditating this week? She'd say, it didn't happen. And one of those times I asked her, so what do you think got in the way? And she said, I'm lazy, literally. So that was funny and not so funny, because that's what she actually believes, is that the primary barrier to her being able to make this really useful change in her life is that she's lazy. She's just kind of busted, and there you go. So we can see how that's not really useful, because then problem solving doesn't go any farther. If the problem is that there's just something wrong with you, then we don't actually do the work of figuring out what might be getting in the way. So as we assessed the situation from that experimenter mindset, we realized, one, that she was not reminding herself in any useful way. So she didn't set a reminder, didn't write anything on a calendar, and was really just relying on herself to remember to do it every day, just kind of out of nowhere. So that was the first issue. Second, she was trying to meditate in the evenings, which is the worst time she could have picked for herself, because that's when she's completely drained and there's nothing left to give to some new activity like meditating. So once we had her set a reminder on her phone and had her switch her target time to the morning when she's a little more energized, she was meditating 4 or 5 times a week. So she was so much closer to her goal by virtue of checking out the actual barriers. So we offer ourselves grace. We say, what if it's not me? And then we put on our little lab coats and check out our lives to see what might actually be interfering. So your mission this week, if you choose to accept it, is to think about a goal that you're really kind of struggling to meet. And maybe it's a goal that you're meeting sometimes, but sometimes not so much. And the next time you feel that you're not meeting that goal, pause. Notice the judgment that shows up and says, you're lazy, you're a failure, you're not disciplined, whatever it is. Notice that judgment and then find 3 other things that could actually be impacting you meeting your goal. Check that out and let me know how it goes in the comments. And feel free to drop me a line at creasemancounseling.com if you have questions that you want me to talk about. We can totally do this Frasier style, so I am here to help. So looking forward to hearing from you all and looking forward to talking with everyone again. Have a great day.